Hi. So the questions I'm going to be answering today are how did Renee Lennox prepare for his career and can I give examples of his apprenticeships? So Renee Lennox prepared for his career obviously by going to school. He focused mostly on medical and in high school and his younger ages, and then as he got older he went to a medical school in France. He also studied under lots of doctors to prepare himself for his career. He studied under Corvisart, who did bedside exams and autopsies, like examined autopsies and prepared autopsies and carried out autopsies and all that stuff. And then he also studied under a couple of other men who came up with the technique of percussion and oscillation. So that also kind of goes with can I give evidence of his apprenticeship? So Corvisart would be the first, and he did the bedside exams and autopsies. And then another one, I don't quite remember his name, but he was the one who started the concept of oscillation and percussion. And then there was a couple other doctors that worked with him on that. To tie this into the book, I'm going to tie it into the first one that I figured out was a little bit easier, and it is I'm going to school to get a good job. So, I mean, he had to go to medical school to pursue the career he really wanted, and then without it, he wouldn't have invented the stethoscope. Like, if he didn't go to medical school, he wouldn't know anything about the body. He wouldn't have been able to learn, like, what oscillation and percussion was, and so he had to go to even think about or do anything that had anything to do with the medical field. He couldn't have invented the stethoscope without it. The second one I want to tie it to is in the real world. So I think they're a lot alike, but they're also different. So like college is the real world, like it's the real world at that time, and it's like the real world after high school. But I think it's different in the sense that in college you're worried about friends and getting your homework done, not necessarily like after college when you're worried about making a living and getting your career and making money and all that stuff. Um, he had to work in a hospital setting to learn all the aspects, so that's kind of another way that he worked in the real world. Because when he's just in medical school, you don't necessarily get the same experience that you do if you were actually in a hospital setting. So, yeah, thank you.